One.
On the 26th of July, Campaign4Truth and a group of grassroots activists from Eye on Anti-Semitism and UKFOI attended 10 Downing Street, where we took a letter to David Cameron asking him to dissent from the P5+1 Iran agreement. We have received a letter from number 10 Downing Street saying that they were considering our letter, and since then we have not heard their consideration. So we have written another letter to David Cameron, and what we have said is, Dear David Cameron, on the 26th of July 2015, we delivered to the door of number 10 a letter addressed to you in which we asked that you, as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, dissent from the P5+1 Iran agreement. We quoted from your Birmingham speech, when we allow extremists to set the agenda of the debate, and we told you that we considered that speech to be of Churchillian proportions, and we meant it. In view of that speech, it is puzzling that you have thus far not distanced yourself from a deal that ignores the abysmal Iran human rights record, that omits to demand the release of the 4 American hostages held in Iran, that fails to include a clause compelling Iran to stop the continuous rhetoric, the statements of intent that call for Israel to be extinguished off the face of the earth. What is the urgency to prematurely conclude a deal that provides for Iran to police its own nuclear facilities, that allows a 24-day time frame for inspections to commence, that accepts secret side agreements between Iran and the IAEA, that audaciously postulates that the only alternative to this hasty deal is war, so that once again, after 70 short years, we will be living under the bomb, this time a nuclear-loaded bomb. Neville Chamberlain's Peace for Our Time appeasement never worked in that September of 1938, when he stood on the steps of number 10, advising the chanting crowds to go home and get a quiet sleep, the only sleep over the next decade being that induced by showers of gas, starvation and homelessness. When you step outside number 10 this September of 2015 to announce your consideration, Mr. Prime Minister, the weight of history will rest on your shoulders. We urge you, Mr. Prime Minister, to confirm your dissent from this deal as Churchill would have done, and not to advise us to get a nice, quiet sleep, for such a sleep will become the nightmare of our times.